Did you know that Indiana is the #1 duck producer in the United States? According to Maple Leaf Farms, situated just north of Warsaw, Indiana, and the top duck producer in America, they raise nearly 15 million ducks each year, which is almost half of America's total duck population. So if this is the case, why is it not commonplace on the dinner table? Many people have preconceived notions about preparing and eating duck. Well, I grew up cooking and watching Alton Brown on TV, and now I continue learning recipes from Binging with Babish on YouTube. Further, I am from Warsaw, and my neighbors happen to own Maple Leaf Farms, so duck has been a staple in my diet for years. So I'm here to teach you how to cook it correctly, pair it with a sauce, plate it beautifully, and impress your friends and family, or whoever else you want to impress. So, join me as we explore how to prepare duck breast with a cherry port reduction and rendered duck fat crostinis. Hi, I'm Keaton Bartle and I will be your chef de cuisine today. Gather your ingredients. For the duck breast itself, all we really need is kosher salt and black pepper. Now for the sauce. We have our ruby port, unsalted chicken stock, a packet of gelatin, one shallot, some already minced garlic, herbes de Provence, bay leaf, and some local Purdue honey. Also, I have this loaf of French bread, since this is inherently a French dish. Finally, I have some fresh scallions to add some color and freshness to finish out the dish. Oh, what just happened? Just kidding. The next step is to prepare our mise en place, which is just a French term for everything in its place. I unpackaged and patted dry the duck breast, added the gelatin packet to 1 cup of chicken stock, poured 1 cup of port, retrieved about 8 cherries from the freezer. I have about 1½ tablespoons of herbs and 1 bay leaf, our honey, 1 finely chopped shallot, and about 2 sprigs of scallions finely sliced, and then our garlic. Then I have 2 slices of our bread. Finally, salt and pepper. The next important step is to score your duck breast. This is important in order to let the duck fat escape while cooking and crisp up the skin. To do this, we're going to make shallow cuts along the skin, going in 2 directions. Make sure to avoid cutting into the meat itself. This is going to look like a crisscross pattern when we're done. Not only will this help render the fat, it will also give us some good aesthetics when we're finished. Flavor is important, right? To get flavor, we're going to season our duck with kosher salt and black pepper, and then pat it into the breast. Flip the duck and repeat. Make sure to season both sides so that the duck is flavorful throughout. To make the sauce, first we're going to heat a pot over medium heat and saute the shallots in some olive oil until translucent. This will take about 3 to 5 minutes. Then add about a ½ tablespoon of the minced garlic and continue sauteing for 1 minute. Off the heat, add the port, some black pepper, our herbs, and our bay leaf. Then add the cherries. Bring this up to a boil to burn off the alcohol, then add the chicken stock. Bring this to a boil, then reduce to a simmer, making sure to stir every so often. Keep simmering the sauce until it thickens to your liking. The most important thing to do with your duck is to make sure it starts in a cold pan, skin side down. By slowly raising the heat, we will be able to render out the most fat. Turn the heat to medium-low, and wait for about 8 to 12 minutes until the skin is golden brown. While that's going, we'll keep an eye on the sauce. Look at all the fat that has rendered out of the duck. After 8 to 12 minutes, we're going to check the other side and see the color of the skin. It's a beautiful golden brown, so we're going to flip it and let it soak up some of this fat. Then we're going to let it cook for another 2 to 3 minutes. It's been 2 to 3 minutes and the other side is nicely colored, so we're going to remove the duck breast from the pan and let it rest on a cutting board. Duck fat is actually pretty nutritious. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, it is high in monounsaturated fats and low in saturated fats. So it's high in the good stuff and low in the bad stuff. So let's put it to use and toast up some bread in it. You could always strain this and save it for another time, but why wait when we can use it now? Let the bread toast so it's golden brown, then we're going to flip and repeat on the other side. Our duck is done, our sauce is done, and our bread is done. So now it's time to plate. There is no science to plating food, it's just kind of art and personal preference. I like to cut my duck long ways in half so that you can really get an inside look on the cook on your duck. Here we have a nice medium to medium rare, which is perfect for duck. To get a little elevation on the plate, I'm going to put our bigger piece down first and then lay the other piece on top, kind of in a crisscross pattern, but it's going to really pop out from the plate. From here, I'm going to take some of the cherries from our sauce and put it inside the elbow, kind of like a nice little surprise for our guests. I put 5 of our cherries on the plate. It's kind of personal preference and up to you if you want to do more or less. Next, we're going to take the sauce we made, shake it up a little bit just so it's all mixed together, and make a nice pretty pattern on the plate once we clean off that dot. So we are going to start with a dot of the sauce, and we can see it's a little runny. So what are we going to do? That was not supposed to happen, but no problem. We can fix it. We're just going to grab a spoon and make it a smear now. Next, take some of the scallions we chopped and just kind of sprinkle them on top, kind of random. This will give us a nice pop of color and a little bit of brightness. From there, we're going to take a napkin or a towel and then just wipe off the impurities in our sauce. Make the plate look nice and pretty and picturesque. Then we'll take our crostinis and cross them on a separate plate. Voila and bon appetit! You've just made a duck breast with a cherry port reduction and duck fat crostinis. Through this video, you've learned the ingredients you need for this dish, how to properly cook duck, and how to plate the dish absolutely stunningly. Now there's only one thing left to do. Take some pictures and put them on Instagram for all your followers. Oh, and